It's time for the Double J Podplex, where wrestling lives. So man up and step on in. For all your wrestling news and commentary, here are your hosts, Jeremy and Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Double J Podplex. My name is Jeremy, and alongside me, as always, my co-host Jimmy. Jimmy, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be back in the man cave, back at it again.
Back in the man cave.
It's all a young boy could ask for growing up, and look at me, ma. Yeah, I have my very own podcast.
Right. I mean, we have all the stuff on the walls over here, and it's such a great atmosphere.
It's honestly a very nice vibe going on in here. We have the lovely Cosmo Kramer that I'm looking at right now.
Yes, and you have the Mr. Potato Head Ace Frehley.
Yes,
which is always good.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's a great guy.
Right.
I think Ace Frehley is my favorite Beatle.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that happened.
So this episode is the Podplex after Mania, after Raw, and after SmackDown Live. So we're gonna cover all of that and
a bag of chips.
And I was just about to say in a bag of potato chips. Stole the words right out of my mouth.
I do that. We have a lot to cover. Is essentially what you're saying.
Yes. And we're gonna try and get through that as not as quickly, but we're gonna kind of just roll through it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get to it because Uncle Jimmy has an addiction to get to.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna join you on it.
Oh,
Oh,
you hear that, folks? We have a play date afterwards.
Yeah.
So, getting right into it. I guess one thing I'd ask you: how is an overall feeling for you about Mania?
If I had to grade it, it would be somewhere C. I give it a C.
Right.
Kind of right in the middle. I thought it was good, but I thought it could have used a lot more WrestleMania moments, as Hulk Hogan dubbed it. I'll give it a C.
I'm gonna go B for it, but I will say, like you're saying about the WrestleMania moments, you didn't have many. You had Cena proposing, which to me was more of a Total Divas moment.
Yes.
You had, of course, Taker retiring, which was very, very tough for a lot of people. You had a very good opening match with Aries and Neville.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think the overall action was good. I think you had surprises in AJ Styles and Shane McMahon, which lived up higher than what you would have originally thought.
Yes, higher than expected.
Yeah, for sure.
Higher than I thought.
Yeah. I think that was a impressive enough match to help out the card. I think you had some matches like Miz and Cena, which under-delivered. But I think just because of the feel and the Hardy Boys, I think that.
Yeah, I must say you almost left out the biggest surprise. You mentioned surprise a second ago.
Yeah, right. But I saved myself. I feel better now. I can sleep later.
Yeah.
But yes, the Hardy Boys debut, and I think certainly helped WrestleMania 33. They were certainly in need of a lot of star power.
Yes. And what's funny is as soon as the New Day came out and said it was a fatal four-way, I just had a gut feeling.
Yeah.
I knew it,
The thing about it is I forgot about the Hardys for a second, which is, I know, hard to believe.
Very hard to believe.
When the New Day came out there, I'm like, oh, well, hell, they're not really doing a whole lot. Maybe they're added into the equation, which I was excited about off top.
Mm-hmm.
which myself, like a lot of people, I believe that strayed you away a little bit from the Hardys.
Yeah.
So it actually was a genuine surprise.
Right.
Especially in that moment, because I didn't remember.
Right. But, so yeah, we're gonna cover everything that has happened since Mania. We're gonna cover Mania, Raw, SmackDown Live. We're gonna get to it. And we had the first, well, it was part of the pre-show, was, the Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Austin Aries.
Right.
That was actually probably one of the best matches on the card.
Yeah, I mean, for it being a pre-show match.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a hell of a match.
Yes.
It prolonged a feud, hopefully, between Aries and Neville.
Yes.
Neville looked strong in victory. Aries looked strong in defeat.
Yeah.
There was really no losers in that match.
No,
although Neville did walk away with the title.
Right.
I mean, the athleticism in that match was enough to keep you hooked to see, okay, well, what the hell's next? Even if you're not a big-time wrestling fan.
Yeah. And they were chanting, "This is awesome" in the match. So whenever you get that chant, it's...
How often do you have a "This is awesome" chant
during a Cruiserweight
pre-show?
Yeah.
No,
and a pre-show match, yeah.
Right, exactly. To me, that is the beginning of a very serious rivalry in NXT. In the Cruiserweight division. I'll probably mention something about NXT later after we're done everything, but it's a good, solid rivalry. You need to develop a couple more in the Cruiserweight division, but it goes a long way. I think it's a good cornerstone, so to speak, of that division.
Yeah. Yes, you were correct on that. You were correct. But yeah, so yeah, that was a good match. If you had to grade the match, where would you grade it?
You know, it's hard for me to give an A+ or anything like that to a pre-show match, and I think because of the fact it was delegated to the pre-show, means that they had more to show for it. They could have went further had it been a, third match on the card, fourth match of the night, something like that.
Right.
I think I give it a solid B+ though.
I was going to say I give it a B+ as well.
Yeah, I think solid B+ makes sense.
It really was a great opening
It was a hell of an opening.
To the show,
that's the only issue I have with it, is it was a good opening match. Just the fact that we have to say that is enough for it to not be the match of the night,
Yeah. And this would be a good feud moving forward,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a big match on the Payback card.
Yes.
Of course, nothing has been mentioned yet, but I think it's gonna be a big match on the Payback card, and hopefully we could see something different out of the Cruiserweights.
Yeah.
Maybe we could see a ladder match or something just different, not just so many different regular matches. The Cruiserweights are athletic, and I think they need to show that athleticism more. And, specific matches for their weight type would help.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So that match was really good to start the show off. And then the one after that was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Right.
Which was also a pre-show match. And that one was won by Mojo Rawley, who my brother, who was on the show last time with us, called it.
Yeah,
that was his winner.
We Mr. Bergeron and I both picked Mr. Braun Strowman.
Yes.
Who didn't last long enough.
Not too long, no.
To be honest. I mean, Mojo Rawley winning, I think, was fun. It was fun, to say the least.
Yes.
Was it the best decision? Maybe not, but it was fun, to say the least.
Yeah.
Having Gronk come in there and have his little, monkey shine, so to speak, I think kind of not made fun of it, but it kind of underwhelmed what it was and has been over the past couple of years, a very sought after trophy, a very sought after stepping stone in your career.
Yeah.
So I was iffy about the Gronk thing. I'll tell you one thing that also aggravates me is the fact of, what in the hell are they doing with Jinder Mahal? Why was Jinder Mahal the guy that Mojo Rawley had to go through? And it wasn't, everybody was eliminated, and then he hurry up, and just so happened Jinder Mahal was the last guy. They actually tried to make it a final two kind of situation.
Yeah.
Which I don't have an issue with if you're actually doing something with Jinder Mahal.
Right.
He's a gifted athlete.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell you would push him like they seem like they want to for some reason. But, with Rusev gone, he could be an asset as far as a heel on Raw.
He could. I mean, I could see it. I mean, he would play a perfect heel.
Right. The whole, the whole Allah Akbar shit he could roll with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definite heel. But yeah, I guess there just needs to be a little more building up for him,
There need to be one building up for him, and I feel like, the whole Strowman Big Show thing just simply fell flat.
It did.
Now they ganged up to eliminate both of them, but just, I don't know. When you have two big men in the ring staring each other down, you want to see them maybe battle to the end, not, it end as abruptly as it did.
Right. I don't know about you, but it seems like the last couple of matches that Big Show has been in, it just seems like he's been, just tired. Not tired, but I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it just seems like he just...
Well, he's getting old.
Well, yeah. I'm aware of that, but...
He's one of the next guys out. To me, he's going to be a guy that is no longer a full-timer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he may be a WrestleMania only type of guy, a la Undertaker, a la Brock Lesnar, sometimes a la Triple H. Right. I think he's going to be not on their level because he never will be, but that type of performer.
Yeah.
And I think that would actually help his career or his end of his career to make it something special when you have a match with the Big Show.
Yeah.
I think now nobody's going to believe that he's the phenom like Taker was.
Oh, no.
But he's definitely a notable name, and I think get the best out of him you can over the ladder of his career.
Yes, for
get
sure.
the best you can out of him, and may that be one match a year. If that's all he can do or all he wants to do, let's do it. I think it would be a good showing for the Big Show. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, and I know, he'll be ending his career soon.
Right.
Right. That's obvious.
But to prolong his career, because they always talk about how much they like him backstage and everything, I think it would be smart to keep him around every once in a while and bring him back for Mania. Because you need, if Taker is truly gone, which we all believe that he is, you need that, not that Big Show takes his place, but you need somebody who is exclusive to WrestleMania. And although that might be Triple H now, that's my opinion, I suppose.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. So where do you grade this one?
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal was a D. I didn't like it at all. I didn't think it was really worth a damn. To me, Battle Royals, you're supposed to maybe pick 4 people that could be able to win that match.
Yeah.
The Big Show was not winning that match.
No.
To me, it was Strowman, it was Rawley, and possibly, and I mean possibly, Sami Zayn. But the way they booked him, it wasn't going to be Sami Zayn.
No.
So
it wasn't.
And Dolph Ziggler, I'd love to say, but Dolph Ziggler wasn't winning it.
No,
So it didn't have a battle royal feel to me.
No, it didn't. And it seemed like he didn't. Dolph Ziggler. It seems like he's not really doing too much right now. I guess
Right. Which is a shame as well.
Yeah, it is because he has a lot of talent, and it's a shame to not use him.
Mm-hmm.
The way he should be used.
Correct.
But okay, so you say you give it a D?
Yeah, I'm going D with it, man.
I'll probably go D plus somewhere around.
I'm giving it the D.
We're giving it the D.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, giving it the D.
Yada.
Speaking of D, we also had Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin for the IC title, which I was really rooting for Baron Corbin. I really wanted him to win.
Yeah, I was too, and I think we all picked Baron Corbin as well. I don't know as much as I like Dean Ambrose, I don't know why the hell he ended up walking away with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Baron Corbin's done a lot. You know, he has won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Right.
Prior. Coming from NXT, of course.
Right. And I don't know, I think that just would have really given a big push, you know?
The best way I could put it, and this is honestly a match that we could nip in the bud right now, it was to have those two fighters and the way they went about their feud, to have it not end in some type of last man standing or some type of street fight or something like that was just stupid. And now they may be saving that for another pay-per-view, you know?
Maybe Payback.
Right. Or whatever the hell SmackDown's next one is.
What is
No Mercy? No, not No Mercy this soon. Or maybe it is No Mercy this soon.
Maybe. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Y'all have to help us out in the comments below.
Yeah.
But no, to nip that one in the bud, dude, it was a C. It was really nothing special to me. That's about it.
Yeah, I give it a D plus.
Ooh.
D plus. And I would have given it higher. Actually, all right, let me rewind. I would have given it a C plus had Corbin won.
Right.
And you know, I knew Corbin wasn't going to win it as soon as he said, "I'm leaving here with that championship." You hear me? You know, remember when he was yelling at him at the end? Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, you just screwed yourself, buddy." But, you know. So, Dean Ambrose retained his Intercontinental title. And then we had Shane McMahon versus the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. That's your boy.
You know, the thing I said originally was it's a total shame and a total travesty that you don't have AJ Styles in a big-time match, like with somebody like Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, even Sami Zayn. For him to have a match with Shane McMahon,
highly disappointing.
Highly disappointing. However, he pulled it off.
Dude,
they
pulled it off. They,
Shane McMahon's one of the most underrated guys when it comes to big matches. He doesn't have them often,
right?
But Shane McMahon, he's not a wrestler, but he puts on a show.
He does.
He does know how to do that
very well.
This was no shortage of that.
No, not at all. I mean, dude, you know Shane. He does his coast to coast, and he does his high flying stuff.
Right.
And you know, and that's what's exciting about him. You know, we always look forward to that whenever he's in a match with anybody. But where do you grade it?
You know, I'm going an A. I'm giving him A for AJ Styles and Shane McMahon. Never thought I'd ever say those words. But it, you know, although it was obviously a match that they put together last minute, so to speak, because maybe Finn wasn't ready or they didn't want to use Finn yet or whatever it may be. Maybe they originally thought they should have done AJ versus Randy. But, you know,
right.
Maybe that's not the route they wanted to go, whatever it may be. For a match that they had very little time to work on, AJ Styles looked like the disgruntled employee.
Right, yeah.
McMahon looked like the offended boss, you know, the disrespected boss.
Right.
And it was a good show.
It was. I give it an A minus.
Okay.
A minus, you know. Still in the A, you know.
Is that the first minus we've had?
No. Maybe? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's bad because we just said this stuff and I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know stuff. Or maybe I do know stuff. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was an overachieving match.
Yes, it was.
Which we didn't have many of. So
correct. And then we had Kevin Owens versus my guy, the GOAT.
The GOAT, Chris
Jericho. Y2J. That match was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was. You're not going to have a bad match when you have them in the ring. When you have Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho in the ring, you're not going to have a bad match.
No. They pulled out all the stops for this one. As far as their what's the word? Repertoire. They did all their stuff. And what I laughed when Kevin Owens took his finger.
Yeah.
And touched the rope.
That was probably my favorite part of the match, yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was very typical Kevin Owens. Having him not cheat, but oh man, I don't even know how to explain it. Like nobody else would have thought of doing that.
No.
That's strictly not. Kevin Owens. The match was great. It looked like a lot of times where you conceivably thought Jericho might win. Even with his upcoming tour with Fozzy, whatever the hell it may be.
Right.
You really believed for a moment that Chris Jericho could win. And with Kevin Owens beating him with the power bomb on the ring apron. I thought that was very evident of a despicable heel.
Dude, that move looks like it hurts really bad.
It really does look like it hurts. It doesn't look
your
like
back
it's
going up against that corner, the edge of the mat,
Yeah, it hurts.
That's gotta hurt a lot.
Well, yeah, there's no way that you walk away from that and you're like, oh, I'm happy you did that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did that, Matt, that move.
As far as Jericho Owens, I think I'm gonna go a B for it.
A B?
I'm gonna give him a B. I think they deserved every bit of a B, but it didn't, for two guys that hate each other, or of course storyline wise hate each other.
Right.
It didn't do enough. It didn't do enough for Jericho going as personal to bring Kevin Owens' younger life into it. It didn't do enough for me. It was a good match. And yet I don't think it's the end of the feud because obviously they do have a match at Payback. But it was a little underwhelming for Mania.
Right. Yeah, I'll give it a B plus. No, it was a good match. And anything in my opinion with Jericho in it is awesome just because
the guy doesn't have a bad match.
He is my boy, dude.
The guy simply does not have a bad match.
And then he also came out with the light up scarf. Did you ever see that?
No, you see, not many people have a light up scarf.
No.
That's not something people have.
No, hell no. Only Jericho could pull that off.
That's right. He's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. He's the Jimmy Warren of wrestling.
He is the Jimmy Warren of wrestling. Hell yeah. And then we had the Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the Raw Women's Championship. That one shocked me. I had picked Charlotte to win because I didn't want her to win. I just thought I thought she would win. But for that one, I thought it would be Bayley and Sasha at the end.
At the end, yeah, me too. Me too.
I didn't understand the Bayley and Charlotte, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Bayley and Charlotte thing. I also picked Charlotte to win, but honestly, after I had picked that originally, I thought that Sasha was going to turn on Bayley at the last second and win in a heel manner.
Right.
Which didn't happen, which is really kind of surprising. Now, I do believe Sasha's turning heel, but it's like a slow burn.
A slow burn, yes. Very slowly.
Right.
Slowly but surely.
The Ed and Nia Jax to the match almost didn't even matter. She almost didn't even have,
They all just ganged up on her and, all right, let's just get rid of her,
So it's basically the nicest way possible to say, we made a mistake putting you in this match. That's what that was.
That, that, or, you could also kind of turn it around and it could make Nia Jax look like, feared.
Oh, no, it didn't make her look bad. But I'm saying, I think from a booking standpoint,
yeah,
I think they may have realized they made a little bit of a mistake booking Nia Jax in that match. Because if you think about it like this, last year, the Raw's women match, or the women's match, was Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte.
Right.
And it tore pardon me, it's a family show.
Yes.
But it tore the roof off.
Yeah,
you know, tore the roof off the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because they were in Orlando and the roof was already off, that's why you had this type of bout.
Yeah.
Of course, that's, you know, stupid. That doesn't make any sense. But no, I was very surprised. I think the biggest thing was, like you were saying, the fact that it wasn't Bayley and Sasha at the end.
Yeah.
And Sasha didn't pull whatever it may be, to cheat to win, that championship. I think that would have been great. But the slow burn, I'm kind of digging.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's like you just kind of tune it in to see if and when it'll happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but at some point, I'm sure it will happen. Just don't know when.
Right. No, it certainly will happen. The thing to me that's the, like we kind of was saying, is just what the hell do you do with Nia Jax? Nia Jax is, you know, to me, she's the Awesome Kong-esque type of diva. The big and bad diva that just, I don't know that she translates to women's wrestling of today. I don't know that Nia Jax translates to what they have been doing. I mean, when you look at the great women wrestling that we've been having, may it be people of Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, etc.
Right.
I don't believe somebody like Nia Jax, and I mean no offense by this, ties into this age of women's wrestling.
You know, I can.
No, it's an extremely bold statement,
right?
But you know, nonetheless,
and I can see what you mean by that. You know, I mean, you know, well, and her name is
Tamina
Karma.
Snuka was another one too.
Right? Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't think they used her correctly though, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. I don't like the fact of there being like an unstoppable woman because of her size in women's wrestling. This is not divas anymore.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
This is women's wrestling.
Definitely not divas.
Right. Oh, most certainly. Not. But I don't like the fact of she's unstoppable because of her size. Not she's unstoppable because she's Charlotte and she's that damn good.
Right.
Or not that unstoppable because she's the frickin' boss. That's not the type of wrestling that women's wrestling is now. She can be not necessarily repackaged, but they can go about it a different way than the easy way out of, oh, she's big. That may work for men's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it does not work at all in women's wrestling.
Yeah, I think like it would really cheapen the like what the women have done recently, like in the past couple of months. You know, with the
they've changed the industry.
Yeah,
they really have. For 4 girls known as the 4 Horsewomen in NXT.
Yes.
To come on the scene and basically expel almost everyone from the Divas roster.
Right.
I mean, even people like Nikki Bella, who's one of the mainstays, I mean, she can't even lace up their boots.
No.
It's not even in the same ballpark. One thing I will also say about it, it was the first of the 2 Divas matches, and it just felt rushed. It didn't feel like they put the same want into it as they did last year. Mm-hmm. I feel like, and this is not the ladies' fault. This is booking's fault. Booking last WrestleMania had something to prove. They were all about showing how great and having a showcase of how great their women were.
Yeah,
and that's why they had the 3 best in the damn ring last year.
Right.
And not saying Bayley isn't good, but what I'm saying is I don't think they had the pressure of proving anything this time around.
Right.
And it showed. You know,
yeah,
it wasn't necessarily didn't have to prove anything, but it definitely showed that they weren't as you didn't have the same energy. You didn't have the same energy feel, and it was rushed. That's my final take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that.
But just like Bleacher Report, what is your grade?
I was gonna say a C plus.
I was gonna go C minus. I'm really going that low on this. Yeah, man. It was because you had the great match they had last year, and then you had this. It's just I was looking forward to something more. I mean, you know, Hell in a Cell with Sasha Banks and Charlotte was better. Every match Charlotte's had with Bayley has been better. The match that Bayley and Sasha had on Raw was better. This was just a very, very, and I know I've used this word a couple times, but it's a very underwhelming match.
Yeah.
It was what it was. There, to me, was not even enough story being told between the ropes, so to speak. Outside of everybody having to pin Nia, there really wasn't. Yeah, there really wasn't a big story to be told.
I think, I think if it wasn't a four-way match, I think maybe if it was like just one-on-one, I think it would have told a better story. I
think they had the story and they just messed it up. You had Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Charlotte. Charlotte's the queen. Okay,
she is the queen.
Sasha Banks is the lady who helped Bayley. So Bayley's record is tarnished as far as championships. Yeah. Sasha's also a big-time rival of Charlotte, as is Bayley.
Right.
Everything was set up. Everything could have been not a flawless match, but yet again, I think booking kind of realized they messed up. Dude, you didn't have to have 4 people in that match. It just wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, at least take out Nia Jax.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
It kind of, excuse me, it kind of sucks. Just like like what you were saying before with Nia Jax, is that she's just this big girl, and the only thing they can really do with her is just make her to be this dominating, wrestler.
Right.
And it's, they can't really do too much with her, and it kind of sucks.
It's just not the age for people like that. And this is not in any way downing her. She's being booked wrong.
Now, unless they had another girl come, her size, come and she'll have a new rival or something, that could work, for a little bit.
It could.
Now, I'm looking to see what happens when Asuka comes.
Yes.
That would
Asuka
be great.
Coming is going to change everything.
Yes, it will.
That is something you need to have. That's a match that I think Nia Jax could actually excel in.
You think so?
A match with somebody like Asuka, absolutely.
Kind of like a David and Goliath kind of thing.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Asuka doesn't lose. That's just the simplicity of that.
Right.
Asuka does not lose,
right.
And Asuka has almost like a Shinsuke, well, not just because she's Asian, but Shinsuke Nakamura type of feel to her, where it doesn't matter how big or how small you are, she's going to win the match.
Okay.
Just like Nakamura had years ago with Brock Lesnar in Japan.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who you are. You're going to get a match out of them, So yeah, agreed. I do think Asuka would change things. However, one thing I do want to bring up, we have talked longer about women's wrestling than any of them on the card. So I think they're doing their job.
They are.
So
they're doing it well.
I think the women's revolution is real. It's damn
real. Oh,
that was definitely necessary.
That Hall of Fame speech is so great.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Any listeners, if you haven't watched Kurt Angle's Hall of Fame speech, the greatest speech.
Oh,
the greatest Hall of Fame speech.
You're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice.
You need to watch it. It is so great.
For sure.
Relives the glory days for sure. Speaking of reliving glory days, we had the Fatal 4-Way, the newly 4-way ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Right.
Match is about to go underway, and then all of a sudden the New Day comes out. They say this match has now been made a Fatal 4-way. And who was the 4th tag team? And all of a sudden you heard the music, the crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
Jimmy, he peed everywhere. Pee was everywhere.
I had to wear a diaper after that.
And
therefore, I had to wear a diaper. Pampers.
And, Team Extreme comes out, the Hardy Boys, and, and like I said earlier, as soon as the New Day came out, and they said, oh, it's going to be a Fatal 4-way, I knew. I said, bring him out. And,
yeah, like I said, I was surprised enough.
Oh, yeah. And it was so great to have them in the match. That was actually one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yeah, me too. I think you're going to have more like that going forward. You now have too many good teams on Raw, which is something you didn't have a couple weeks back.
Right.
Or you now have too many goodly's not a goodly. You know what? Goodly's a damn word. Goodly booked teams.
Goodly booked team. Yeah.
You could hashtag that shit. The thing that I enjoyed is when not only having the Hardys there, the moment they entered the arena in Camping World, whatever the hell name it is, stadium.
It was at the Citrus Bowl, right?
Right, but that's now like Camping World Stadium or something.
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer the Citrus Bowl.
Oh.
In sunny Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
But the moment they entered, no one else existed.
Nope.
Enzo and Cass, as over as they are with the crowd, did not exist.
Nope.
The club, as much as they are over with the indie crowd, did not exist.
Deleted.
We're gonna redo this.
Yeah, we're gonna redo. Yeah,
we're redoing this. Enzo and Big Cass.
Deleted.
The club.
Deleted.
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Deleted.
That's about right.
Delete.
Delete.
Dude, that crowd was getting into it too.
Dude, the fact that, and I know when he was on Talk Raw, Matt didn't talk like broken Matt.
Right.
I'm okay with it to the fact that he still recognizes the delete chance and still does it when he's out there. That's enough for me. You know, that's enough for me for now. And I think eventually he may find a way to bring that character in.
Hopefully.
Because that is just gold.
It is.
It is gold, man.
It is. It's truly something he made his own.
Yeah.
And it was really, I mean, you know, to my knowledge, nothing like it really.
Yeah.
You know? And, that his broken character is
his broken character is
great. It really is.
The match he had, the final deletion with Jeff Hardy, who turned into Brother Nero.
Yeah.
Was great. I mean, they saved TNA for a while. And, of course, TNA treats them like crap, like TNA and Dixie Carter treat everybody. So, you lose your guys that way. And look, we can honestly, and we will do a whole damn episode on how much I dislike TNA.
Yeah, we can.
We will do that. And it's not even just because of it failing. It's because of the fact that you had so many wrestlers, and stop me in a few seconds because I'll go too long. The fact that you had too many young wrestlers that you kind of pushed to the wayside for paying people like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff, Kevin Nash, people like that, who are up in age and asking for way too damn much money.
Yeah.
It was like WCW on steroids. I'm done with that rant.
Done. Deleted.
Delete. For now.
Yeah.
For now. We will do this. It's damn real.
Yeah. And you know, something about that match that I remember liking wasn't really about the match per se, but when Cesaro and Sheamus came out, they both rocked the kilts.
And the kilts.
And
yeah,
I
that
was
cool.
like, that's cool. I dig
I'm
that.
starting to truly respect them as a tag team.
Yes, they're really good.
What sucks about that is booking's probably about to break them up.
The
moment you really love them.
I know, man.
Those son of a bitches down there in Connecticut, there in Connecticut, they're going to break them up. And, you know, hey, Vince, we're going to have to have a talk, brother.
Bastard, man.
But as far as, obviously, the big highlight of the match was Jeff Hardy doing a swanton bomb off of the ladder, which he loves to get on. This was a toy factory for him. He loves this.
Oh, dude, you could have put money that was going to happen. As soon as that 20-foot ladder was set up.
Oh, it's like, yeah, Jeff's going
You
up there.
knew it was happening.
No one else.
No,
Jeff.
No one else.
Mr. Hardy. Mr. Jeff Hardy.
And I had a feeling it would be Cesaro taking that bump. That really hard bump.
Well, the fact is, you look down there, who were the two guys? Cesaro and Sheamus.
Right.
Who were the two biggest guys that could probably withstand that? Cesaro and Sheamus. And in all honesty, I think they wanted to do it. I think Cesaro may have actually walked up to creative. I want that son of a bitch.
I could totally see it.
Through a ladder.
Dude, I tell you what, Cesaro's a bad dude.
That's a bad son of a bitch, dude.
Dude, I mean, he ain't big, but he's the
solid.
dude's strong.
And I believe we are part of the Cesaro section. I would say that.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
the King of Swing.
The King of Swing, baby. The King of Swing and the Celtic Warrior. You know what? Celtic Warrior. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to beat the Cavs in the freaking Eastern Finals anyway.
Right.
I don't really give a damn.
delete.
See, now we could actually start talking about it because it's actually happened now. So
Yeah.
I feel like delete is gonna stay, and I'm so happy about that because I love saying it.
And we'll keep it here on the Podplex.
I love saying it almost as much as I like saying Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex. You just like saying Gore-Tex, don't you?
I you know, it's Gore-Tex.
It's Gore-Tex.
Of course, it's cashmere.
The Seinfeld
But anyway,
reference.
as far as the match goes, I'm going A. I'm gonna go A. It was enough big moments. It was enough doubt of who was gonna win. It was enough for me. I think it was a hell of a match. It was well done. Hiding Matt and Jeff Hardy from everyone was done well enough.
Yes.
And allowing them to win was a big enough surprise. So,
Dude, I tell you
I
what.
go A.
I mean, I had a good feeling they would come back at Mania, but
Me too.
I didn't think they would win.
No. Certainly not. Certainly not. I think it with those type of teams, and Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy as single competitors as well, it's always been more about the climb than the summit.
Yes.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they go from here.
Yeah.
I'm yet again interested to see what happens.
I'm curious to know how long they stick around.
Well, the fact they won the titles, at least a month.
Right. Yeah.
At least till or 2 months rather.
I mean, it seems like when the Dudleys came back, they didn't stay too long.
To me, it's different.
Yeah.
Matt and Jeff have done so much on the independent circuit, whereas Bubba and Devon didn't. Whereas Bubba, even when he was in TNA, was a fixture of TNA. Devon wasn't.
Right.
To me, it's a different dynamic.
Okay.
And
yeah,
the Hardys are definitely meant to last for a while. They're everlast.
Everlast. And
Mary got her pregnant from a kid named Tom that said he was in love. He said, "Don't worry about a thing, baby girl. I'm the man you've been dreaming of." But go on.
We're going on. And so now we have The Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella.
Pooh.
Yeah.
It was shit.
So
it really was not that good.
Huh?
It really was not that good.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I mean, we can just rename that match the John Cena proposal to
that match will always be known as the proposal.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I'll say, first of all, The Miz is, and I will always say this, the most underrated guy on the roster. I do truly believe the most underrated guy on the roster. The Miz could talk with Steve Austin and not be out of place.
No.
The Miz is that damn good, and he has turned himself into that character. Trust me, booking has not done him any favors. What he and Maurice did with the total Cenas or total Bellas or whatever the hell it was hysterical. And it was done so well. But to have a match like they did, it didn't live up to what the hype was.
No.
And you wouldn't expect it to be, because
Correct.
of Nikki sucks and because of Maurice hasn't been in the ring for 4 years or something
Right.
stupid. To me, it could have just been Cena one-on-one with The Miz and I'd have been happy.
Yeah. You could
have still had the engagement, have Cena win. Nikki comes in the ring all happy, like she, the bimbo does, and he just proposes. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You could still have your proposal and have a hell of a match between Cena and Miz. To me, it got too cluttered, and for two guys who are future Hall of Famers and two guys who are and have been fixtures of the WWE for the past decade, it didn't do him any favors.
No.
So I'm going F. I hated it. Now I know our friends at Bleacher Report who, refuse to acknowledge us, which pisses me off just a little bit, not as much as Fletcher Mackle, but whatever. I don't even think they gave it F. I think they gave it like a D or something. But you know what, Bleacher Report?
Actually,
Bleacher Report? Y'all may be in the bleach, but we in the damn ring. So it's going to be an F.
That's right. Actually, Bleacher Report gave it a C+.
Okay, so they're irrelevant now? Anything you read on Bleacher Report is irrelevant now? Do you know who the writer was by any chance?
I don't.
Because once I find out who the writer is, delete.
That's right. Delete. And then there was also I guess what made the match better was Al Roker was the guest announcer.
Are you sure they made it better?
I don't know. I'm being funny there.
I mean, he had a cameo on Seinfeld when he was about 600 pounds.
That's right.
He was on the cover of the TV Guide.
Yeah. And he referred himself.
I don't have an issue with Al Roker.
No.
Why?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And he did say you could call me Chocolate Thunder.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The chocolate, that was pretty impressive. I did enjoy that.
The Al Roker thing was just like,
well, the reason I enjoyed the Chocolate Thunder thing is because we are in New Orleans, and New Orleans is a chocolate city.
A chocolate city, that's right.
Yeah, so
there's
that. But moving right along from that, because it was such a shit match.
Yeah, it was.
Moving right along.
But I also give it
Now, one thing I will say, I will halt and say humbly, congratulations to John Cena. He is honestly not a bad guy. Everybody hates on him and shit. If he's truly happy, man, he deserves it. I truly hope for his sake it isn't just a publicity stunt. I hope it isn't just for fame, for stuff like that.
Right.
I hope he truly cares about it. I hope it works out good for him.
Oh, I think they'll be all right. They'll be good.
But, we're done with mushy gushy and we're ready to jump on into the next match.
Yeah, which happens to be Seth Rollins, the King Slayer, versus Triple H, the King of Kings.
That's like the opposite of mushy gushy.
The other spectrum. It's
just on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
The Seth Rollins Triple H match was very good. It was the perfect blend of I finally got my hands on you and I'm gonna end your career. As far as Triple H goes.
Right.
They had a hell of a match. There was many times where you thought maybe Seth's done. Many times you thought, Triple H is overwhelmed. It was, to me, very reminiscent of the match Triple H had with Daniel Bryan at Mania 30.
Yeah.
Not as good, but it was definitely had that feel to it. It felt like something important, and it certainly was.
Yes.
And of course, to me, it was highlighted by Stephanie McMahon
going through the table.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. And, it's funny because, when I saw the replay, I saw Triple H's face, and he just, when Seth Rollins, hit him or whatever, and he went back to the ropes to hit Stephanie, his facial expression was just funny. It's and Triple H is
Triple H is a wrestling god. All right, he really is. And on the inside and outside the ring, he's tremendous. Triple H, there's nobody better, and that's including Vince. Right. Triple H is better than Vince McMahon ever was. And that can be quoted. You heard it first in the Double J Podplex. That can be quoted.
Yes. And so I give that A minus.
I go solid A with it.
A? Okay.
I'm going solid A. I think it was definitely good enough. It was good enough, and there's also question marks of what's coming next. It wasn't, to me, a closing chapter, which is good. Gives you more to look forward to. But it was certainly a war. It was certainly a battle. It was not the full war, but it was certainly a big battle. It was like the Battle of Gettysburg. The Battle of Bunker Hill.
Yes.
The Battle of Iwo Jima. The Battle of Hoochie Coochie. It was that type of battle.
Right. So I give it a A minus. And you give it an A.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then, so after that, we had Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Now that match, I guess I don't understand why they wouldn't let Bray keep the title. But I had a feeling Orton would win. I just had a gut feeling,
Dude, apparently I don't understand wrestling anymore. Apparently I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. How in God's name does Randy Orton walk away from that with the title? So basically, the thing that upsets me about this, furthermore than wins and losses, the thing that upsets me is WWE giving the monster fangs and then taking them away. Giving Bray Wyatt all the power, he is the freaking champion. He has all the supernatural stuff working with him. Sister Abigail gave him power. You know, he now harnesses the power of Sister Abigail.
Yeah. And
he loses. Even after all the little special effects and everything.
Oh, dude, the special effects were really cool.
Which was cool. Okay, yeah. And I know yet again, our friends at Bleacher Report didn't like it. But, the special effects were impressive. I liked them. And after all of that, Bray Wyatt loses the title to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt is 0-3
at WrestleMania.
0-4.
Wait.
Well, I think he might have beat Kane. I think he beat Kane the first year, so 1-3 at WrestleMania.
Wait, he fought Kane?
He's been to 4. Yeah, he fought Kane the first year he was at WrestleMania. Yeah. It was a Ring of Fire match, actually.
Wait, no.
It sounds a lot cooler than what it was.
I don't remember that match.
Yeah.
Are you for real right now?
Swear to God, WrestleMania 29, Kane versus Bray Wyatt in a Ring of Fire match.
Wow, I don't remember that match.
Yeah, it was not that good. The match wasn't terrible, but the Ring of Fire moniker was certainly nowhere near as cool as it sounds.
Wow, I have to look that up.
Yeah,
I have no recollection of that match at all.
Yeah, no, it was one of the earlier matches on that show too. But I can't go any higher than a C for the match. I can't go any higher than a C, and it's a shame.
I give it a D. I give it the D. That's what I'm giving.
You would give it the D. I'm going C just because of the fact that the guys put on a show. Okay, they did have a good match.
Yes.
The outcome was stupid.
Very stupid.
It's amazing how an outcome destroys an otherwise pretty good match.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that happens. But this is certainly a case of that. They had a very solid match. They had a very, all kinds of different high points.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bunch of really heated exchanges. And, of course, Bray Wyatt using his supernatural, maggots, worms, roaches.
Oh, yeah.
Taking everything from the swamp.
Dude, that was great.
It was fantastic.
I loved it.
It was fantastic. And for all of that, Bray Wyatt loses to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. He loses the championship. Why even have him? Bray Wyatt, if I was Bray Wyatt, you know what? Whatever. I'm going back to NXT. Well, I'm going to Raw. I'm going to frickin' Ring of Honor. That is a horrible booking decision.
It's not like it doesn't really do much for Orton to win. Now he's at the 14th time now, so now he's at the
third.
The
only thing it has you looking forward to, I guess, is maybe Wyatt going back after the title, but there's too many people on SmackDown that are title ready. Yeah. There's too many people that could chase after that. I'm sorry to have to say it, but Bray Wyatt's going to get pushed back to the side of the street.
You think so?
Yeah. He will always be a polarizing figure. He will always be the best talker on the roster. But because of booking and because of lack of faith in somebody who is a top competitor, who is a once in a decade type of competitor as far as character, is just very underwhelming. And it sucks for him. He's a guy who has put so much into his character, that you believe what he's saying, that he believes what he's saying. And, it's another case of WWE taking advantage of a great talent.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. Because, Bray Wyatt's got a lot of talent.
Yes.
And his character, it's just icing on the cake on top of that talent, Right. Which is also great. But, like I said, WWE probably won't, they'll just shoot him off to the side, all that jazz.
There's ways of saving him, but the way they've handled Bray Wyatt has been stupid. They have time in, time out started a push to make him look unstoppable, and then just stop it. As soon as he starts, and he's hitting his stride, in his zone, in his climate. Done. You know, it's stupid. We got to move on. It's stupid.
Yeah.
That's hurting me. I could honestly get pissed off about this and go on a rant for another 2 hours.
Well, you actually may go on, or that rant may continue, but just on a different match.
Yes. Let's rant on. Yes.
Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, which.
Ooh, this doesn't help Jimmy.
Yeah, this doesn't help Jimmy. I'm throwing some more fuel in the fire for Jimmy.
Okay. All right. Okay, it didn't suck. I'm gonna say it didn't suck. Goldberg beat Lesnar very quickly the first time.
Very quickly.
Which I loved. I thought it was great. At Rumble, threw him out very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
At Mania, it looked like he was about to beat him again very quickly.
Yeah.
To me, that would have been a better booking decision than what happened.
You think so?
The fact that the match, although Lesnar put it on him for a little bit, then Goldberg came back. For Lesnar to win this match, to me, he has to look more like a monster than Suplex City. No, you have to do. Someone needs to bleed. Okay, this needs to be
I thought Brock was going to bleed. I really did.
Yeah, this needs to be a true war. It was billed as one, and it was not one.
Right.
It was Brock tiring out Goldberg to win the title. And to me, you know, if it's going to be like that, if it's not going to be a lengthy match where people are going through tables and of course they did go through the side.
Yeah, that's
but if people
true.
are going through tables, getting hit with chairs, all kinds of crap. Just everything going on. These two guys they're destroying each other, leaving carnage everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened.
Right.
That's not what happened.
No, not at all.
To me, yet again, it would have been a better booking decision just saying, screw it, let Goldberg win. So what? Let Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar. Screw it. That's it.
Yeah,
he's the guy that Brock can't beat.
So
I have no issue with that.
So if you were doing the booking, that's how you would have booked it?
No. How I would have booked it is Lesnar winning, but Lesnar winning after they go all out. I mean, they're going through tables, getting hit with chairs, bleeding, maybe even passing out at some point. You know, almost a last man standing type of shit.
Right, okay.
But if that's not happening,
then
keep
Goldberg.
the thing of Goldberg winning quickly. Yeah.
You know, I guess when you really think about that concept, you know, the only way Brock Lesnar really beating Goldberg is if, you know, like a last man standing type deal. You know, I guess that's not too bad of an idea. You know, it's like, and you know, Brock would just have that one guy that he can't beat.
That's right.
You know, which
that's right.
You know what? I'm actually cool with that. I'm on
it
board
doesn't
with that,
hurt his legacy. It really does not hurt his legacy.
No.
You know, Goldberg was always known as the baddest dude on the planet.
Yeah.
Goldberg only lost, of course, it's WCW days, but Goldberg only lost through shady means.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So Brock Lesnar beat him because he did 10 suplexes and an F5. I mean...
It was too...
It was set up from failure.
Yeah.
Goldberg didn't beat him quick. It was set up for failure. Unless, like I say, you're going the yard. You're going the whole way with it. You're making a WrestleMania classic. That didn't happen. But if that would have happened, fine. Let Lesnar take the title. He beat the hell out of the guy who beat him quickly twice.
Yeah.
Who made short work of him.
Right. And from what I understand, Brock Lesnar will not be defending that title at Payback, which I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of that. You know,
if Brock Lesnar is not going to be defending the title at Payback, when is he going to be defending the title? What, he's going to wait till SummerSlam? You know, that's yet again terrible booking.
Yeah.
Having a part, I'm not against the part-timer thing if he defends it at Raw pay-per-views. I'm not against that. He didn't have to show up to the damn pay-per-view. Until the pay-per-view, rather.
Right.
You know, once every 2 months he shows up. Fine. That's what happens in UFC type of stuff. That's fine. But to have a guy who is MIA and the title holder of your highest title on Raw is just simply stupid.
It's so dumb.
Anybody else would have had to vacate the title.
Oh, yeah.
And that upsets the shit out of me. Looking at Seth. They had to vacate titles. Looking at Daniel Bryan multiple times. Had to vacate a title because he was injured. Now,
well,
Brock's
see, I
not
think
injured.
it's just because, because there's the injuries,
Right, but
because they physically couldn't perform.
Correct. That's true. But I think it's even worse. Brock can physically perform.
Right. And I'm
he's
still not
going
gonna.
to now.
Right.
I'm going back there.
Right. I'm able to perform, but I'm just choosing not to defend.
I just choose not to. Yeah, I'm over Brock Lesnar.
It's like
I'm over him, dude.
And he has the Universal title now, so it's like you have the like just like you said the top title on the flagship show.
Not only the flagship show, but on the flagship, but the top title supposedly throughout all of WWE.
Right.
Is the Raw Championship. Yeah.
And it's like it's just going to be wasted.
Yeah.
Basically. You could have a great story with it. With Finn Balor or
you could have had Finn take down the monster at Payback.
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
Yeah, you could have had Finn take
awesome.
down Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's never faced anybody like him. He could have beat Lesnar at Payback. Then Lesnar, go take, your steroid shit somewhere for, months. Come back at SummerSlam. Oh, I need revenge. Whatever the hell it may be. Go. If you want to go for a little while. For him to not defend a title at Payback is a slap in the face of WWE. I don't like that at all. Although, it may not even be Brock Lesnar's fault completely.
May not.
That's booking. A lot of WWE's problems is booking, and Vince McMahon, his head's too damn hard. And
I'm sure that has something to do with Brock's contract or something.
Of course. I mean, I'm sure that's not the easiest thing I'm sure he's not the easiest person to deal with. But man, I gotta, as far as the match itself, it's a C-, dude. You had opportunities that I think could have made everyone happy. And that's from the hardcore fan to it's Lesnar Goldberg at Mania. The general fan to people who hate Goldberg, people who hate whatever. Maybe you had the perfect option to make everybody happy and make this whole road as enjoyable or painful as it may have been for some people in the right way. And they didn't do it. And, it may have been some limitations to Goldberg, but it's not like he had to really wrestle. No. It would have been, you're taking chair shots, you're going through tables, you're going through this, you're going through that. It's just bumps.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Goldberg's a big boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He can handle that.
Hell yeah.
No, it was, like I said, if it wouldn't have ended early, it had to end really late.
It was two trick ponies.
Yeah.
Right. There's not really much excitement there. I mean.
No, there's none. There's none, man.
Not really high flying or anything. Although, actually, I take that back. Brock Lesnar did leapfrog Goldberg. Do you remember?
That was actually quite impressive.
It caught me off guard.
That was a turning point in the match. That was definitely a turning point in the match. I think that was the perfect opportunity to definitely do that. It was a perfect opportunity to show his athleticism. But that's where it all ended.
Yeah.
That's where, I'm going to suplex you. Come on, dude. I'm so tired of Suplex City.
I know. So am I.
Suplex City just needs to burn. Like, I'm done with it, dude. I'm done with Brock Lesnar. I'm done with Suplex City. He will forever be that beast that you can't conquer. Yeah, it's getting to be bullshit too. It's really getting to be bullshit, man. I wasn't for him beating Taker at Mania.
No.
And I'm still not for him beating Taker at Mania. I'm more for Roman Reigns beating Taker at Mania, which is also seemingly the next match on the card.
Actually, it's not.
Oh, it's the only one that matters.
It's not, because that's actually the last one,
right?
The main event. But now we had the 6-pack challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship,
right? But the one that mattered,
right? Oh, well, yeah,
disrespectful to the SmackDown women's match, but it was another one of those matches that was rushed. Like the Raw match.
Yeah.
Man, you're having the same problem you had, all these months ago, all these years ago, or not years, but yearish. You're not giving them time to tell a story in the ring, which is what they've done before, and which is what people like Becky Lynch, like Alexa Bliss, like Naomi, like Mickie James, Natalya, and even Carmella.
Yeah.
Can tell a story in the ring. They're good enough to do so.
Right.
And they weren't given the opportunity yet again.
Well, I mean, when you have a lot of people in the ring,
It's hard.
It's hard to tell a story. You just they're just.
But do you know how you solve that? You don't have that many damn people in a ring.
Right. Yeah.
That and that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like a ladder match.
Oh no.
You could
no.
put 20 people in a ladder match and it not be that bad. Maybe 20 is too much, but it's
But you know
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Having 6 women just in a match. Come on. Like that doesn't need to happen.
No.
Make it be. You want to do a triple threat? Do Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Naomi,
or even
or put Mickie James in there instead of one of them.
Or even maybe a gauntlet match where, Alexa Bliss, the champ, she'll start it off and have one person once, whoever wins, the next person, I'm cool with that. I think that would have been better.
There was definitely other ways of doing it. And
it's like little mini stories, not.
Yes. Yes. It was definitely another, just to me, another poor booking decision by WWE.
Yeah. What's your grade?
Man, Look, Naomi won in Orlando, in her hometown.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm cool with
that's why I'm honestly, just for the moment, I'm going for a B. Even though I didn't like the match that much. You had enough action, enough moments to where you were like, all right, it has its place on the card. Becky Lynch picking up James Ellsworth like a ragdoll.
That was good.
The moment of Naomi winning, and I'll tell you why this is a B to me. Not only the Ellsworth thing, but the fact that Naomi won in her hometown.
Yes.
Which seemingly to me is something that WWE thinks so little about from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
They actually allowed it to happen. Was a moment bigger than the match.
And it was Mania too, so
And it was Mania.
Yeah.
Right. I think that was impressive, and that to me, just that in and of itself, the road that Naomi had to climb to be here is culminated in her win at WrestleMania. Going from being a Funkadactyl who was just dancing,
right?
The much better of the two Funkadactyls, by the way, but she had to prove herself bigger than even somebody like Eva Marie would have, which she didn't. But she had to prove herself over and over and over and over again.
Dude, she's got some skills in the ring.
She really does. She really does. From it being, you're married to an Uso, she's proven that she belongs, and she is your women's champion.
I'm feeling the glow.
I'm feeling the glow as well.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling the glow as well.
But I'll give that match a C minus. No, D plus. I give it a D plus.
Wow, quite the difference.
Yeah, quite the difference.
That's okay. That's what makes it fun.
So now we have the main event.
Yeah, which I already went slightly off about, but that's fine. We can do it. Let's
Undertaker, the Dead
Man,
Man,
and The Rock.
Close. Undertaker and Roman Reigns. Okay, so that match, I am a Roman Reigns fan.
Right.
I do like Roman Reigns. My wife loves Roman Reigns.
Well, yeah, he has muscles
hot,
and he smiles.
The jawline,
I used to have
and
that
his long hair.
but
She
I
likes
started
his long
drinking.
hair. But anyway, I digress.
Well, I did have long hair until I went to Florida and got really intoxicated. And I'm bald now, folks. So
he is bald.
That's a thing.
But I am a Roman Reigns fan, and I thought, as far as like the marquee matchup, quote unquote, I thought it was good. I liked it. And I think this really boosted Roman Reigns' career.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we both actually saw the Raw after. the introduction to Raw was just
right.
I mean, he couldn't say a word. But anyway, so yeah, that match, I thought it was good. Some things that I guess wasn't really too pleased with was, and I know Undertaker is he's really not that old, but for how long he's been doing it and how consistent he's been doing it has taken a huge toll on his body. So much of a toll that he actually is getting full hip replacement surgery.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you knew that.
Yeah.
But Undertaker, it just seems like I guess since when he first fought Triple H.
Mm-hmm. He's a different guy since then.
Well, right. And that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It seems just every match, Triple H twice, Shawn Michaels twice, Brock,
had CM Punk.
Yeah, and CM Punk. It just seems like every match, just you could tell he was just winding down. He was just really, just kind of, damn, like I'm old. I'm too old for this shit, But this match, you could really, really see it.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed this, but like, whenever he takes a spear, he just looks so uncomfortable. He just looks so stiff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The match was great, but at the same time, it was just kind of hard to watch, so to speak, just because of the condition that Undertaker's in.
Right.
His body, it's just not. It can't take all that now. But I think overall, I like the match. I thought it was good. I'm giving it a B+.
Let me start off by saying I became a believer in Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. The way he acted during the match, one thing Roman Reigns never does is something I said a couple times on this show tonight, is tell a story. Mm-hmm. And he did that in ring at WrestleMania. Yeah. He didn't know how to beat him, but he did.
Right.
Roman Reigns is the type of guy now. He's changing. He is no longer this guy trying to crack jokes. He's very serious, very to the point, kind of like he was saying on Raw. When he just sat there, said 5 words, "This is my yard now," dropped the mic, left.
Like literally dropped the mic.
He needs to be. But it's a transition. He's almost becoming cool to cheer because so many people hate him.
Right.
It's almost like being a heel. But so it's changing. I like Roman Reigns. I want to cheer Roman Reigns, and I'm starting to now. It's going to be a really weird dynamic, and I don't know that we've ever seen it. He's a face, but he's booed, but now he's about to be cheered again for being a heel face. I don't know how to explain it. People are going to keep booing him, but you're going to have others cheering him because of the people booing him. It is something you've never seen, even with John Cena. This has never happened before. I love Roman Reigns. I think it was the right decision. I kick my own self in the ass for ever doubting him. Roman Reigns is the next guy. If you don't like it, deal with it. Go get a beer. Go lay down. Get a pillow.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. Roman Reigns is the next guy. Are there others? Of course.
Oh, yeah, always. Always. There's always more than one, potential guy,
What I will say, I'm going to give my grade of an A. I believe it was an A. I believe it was enough going on to delegate an A. I think it's a very solid A. I'm not going to go any higher than that because normally when you go higher than that, it was an overly athletic match, but this was not. I go A. But WWE repeats itself a lot. One thing I want to kind of close what I was saying is WWE repeats itself a lot. The Attitude Era was their height. Undeniably, was their height. Mm-hmm. You had guys you didn't just have one guy. You had 6 or 7. You had people sharing the spotlight, but you had main guys. You had Stone Cold and The Rock. You had 2 guys.
Right.
Underneath them, you had, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker, Mankind, Kane. Underneath them. Now, you have Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, playing kind of the Taker role.
Right.
You have AJ Styles. You have those guys, those core guys that are going to lead WWE into the future.
Yes.
And you have some damn good ones.
Yes.
And we're going to mention a couple more of those that debuted.
Yes, we will. We will. But yeah, I thought that match was good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was just kind of, I felt bad for Taker.
Yeah.
To a certain, a certain extent. He just looked hurt. He looked like beat up, banged up. And I think, it was time for him to go. And I'm gonna get to, I guess, that in a little bit, as far as just kind of doing like a Taker portion of the show. But yeah, the match is good. I gave it a B+. And would you say A?
Yeah, I'm going A with it.
But yeah, dude, I mean, Taker. The dude, it's gonna be so weird to not have Taker at WrestleMania now.
Well, does that mean that he's not at WrestleMania? Does that mean that we are never going to see Undertaker again?
I hope we do see him.
I hope we do as well. But it saddens me to say it makes more sense if we don't.
Yes.
It makes more sense that he walks off into the sunset.
Yes. And there was one of my friends on Facebook, he he was watching Raw, and he posted a status saying, oh man, they didn't start the show off with Taker, and if not, they better do something with Taker, and I'm like, no, it's I explained to him, I said, look, Taker's always been that guy that's just, like you never hear from him, he's always just, but behind the curtain, just
yeah,
he always had that mystique to him, and he's like, they should do like a tribute to him. I said no, because that's not how
we
Taker
have enough
rolls,
of us
dude.
doing tribute videos. By the way, one will be premiering within a week on the Double J Podplex YouTube channel,
and the Facebook page.
Yes, we'll put it on the Facebook page as well. We are making our own tribute to Undertaker, and you will most definitely enjoy it. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, like you're saying, Taker's one of those polarizing figures that is just different than everyone else.
He was never really in the spotlight,
Right.
too much. Just kind of,
Right.
And it doesn't surprise me that they didn't really do anything for Taker on Raw or anything like that. But that's just how he's always been,
it was appropriate. I saw a post. I think you actually posted it on the Facebook page about him talking about George Strait. And,
and about
how
the
he
song,
was saying that song Troubadour.
Troubadour.
Saying the song Troubadour meant a lot to him, and he's always said that George Strait is so great. There's always, which George Strait is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you're 10 or you're 60, there's always a song that fits for you, through George Strait songs, and one of them was Troubadour, and it says in the song, I was a young troubadour, rode in on a song, which was kind of him in the beginning.
Right.
I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. And that is the most appropriate, especially coming from the man himself, from Taker himself, Mr. Mark Calloway. Very appropriate. And, I think it's quite simple, man. From the Badlands to the grave, from the arena to, hell, from the heavens above to the street outside, the baddest dude to ever walk on 2 legs, and he deserves all the credit he will ever get.
I tell you what, he's probably one of the most loyal guys in WWE ever. Well, actually, I'll say it. He is the most loyal guy in WWE ever.
He never came close to leaving. Never.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh.
That is... You're talking about not even ECW.
Right.
Not even WCW.
Right.
Not TNA. Not anything. Undertaker never left.
No.
And that's one very few guys can say. That just shows how much of a WWE guy he was. And that also would have made it that much better if it was he and Sting at Mania. But
that would have been great.
I don't want to break anybody's heart with that either.
Right.
Sting, of course, retired last year, and I almost freaking, cried my balls off in a bar. But
cried your
Sting
balls
was my
off.
guy. Cried my balls off. But lo and behold, man, like I said, there will be a nice little tribute video to Taker, and it will certainly be appropriate. And thank you, Taker.
I'd like to thank Undertaker for just being the Undertaker.
Right.
I'd like to thank Mark Calloway for his contributions to the industry. And
yeah, it goes deeper than the character of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
It goes to Mark Calloway, who has given everything he's had to this business, and to be at the age he's at and still do the things he's doing through hell high water, through all the pain in the world, no matter what it may be. He has been Mr. WWE even more than Triple H, and he's gonna be missed. This was a hard one,
dude. I mean, a lot of people think like Flair is like the greatest of all time.
No. Yeah, I've never thought that, and I can get. We're gonna do another one on that too. The best of all time. We should have an episode about the Mount Rushmore of
like our own Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Okay,
I think
I'm cool with that.
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Dude, Ric Flair was great, but
Undertaker.
No, dude, just all the way around.
Persona, moveset, just
persona, moveset,
everything. When you
character on the mic.
Yes, when you put everything, you have to consider everything here.
If the Lord up above created a perfect WWE superstar,
it was the
Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
If aliens from outer space came down again, which they've been here many times, okay. Have you seen Stonehenge? Have you seen Barack Obama's ears? Aliens have been here, okay. So if aliens came down and they said, I want you to show me what a WWE superstar, what a wrestling superstar looks like, it is the one and only Undertaker.
I mean, obviously y'all can't see this, but I actually have a Undertaker action figure in my room, and it is the debut Undertaker. That is my favorite Undertaker. That is the most badass looking Undertaker in my opinion. It's great. I'm actually really glad I had purchased that figure.
Oh yeah,
a while back.
For sure, man.
Because I love displaying it, and I have some other figures, but Undertaker just awesome. So hashtag thank you Taker.
Hashtag thank you Taker, man. Trending worldwide as it damn well should be.
Yep. And so moving on, so that was WrestleMania, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
Had some highs, had some lows, but now, and we'll discuss a few things from the Raw and Smackdown. We won't go too hardcore in there, but the Raw after Mania is always the best Raw, the must see episode of Raw,
right?
And it started off with Roman Reigns coming out, and that crowd just booed the hell out of him,
right?
Expectedly.
Of course.
And what was great is that he walked to the ring, and I think he stood there for 10 minutes?
A while, man. A while.
I would say 10 minutes, but it what felt like an eternity.
Right.
And every time he took the microphone to his mouth, the crowd booed him. And it got louder and louder every time.
A good crowd, too.
Yes.
I mean, the Raw after Mania needs a good crowd to be the best of the year.
Yes.
And let me tell you something.
And it never disappoints.
No, it does
Never.
not. that crowd in Orlando was hot, man. They were ready. And super, super impressive. But like you said, Roman, said 5 words. This is my yard now, and left. He is not, a bad guy. He is not a good guy. He is the guy.
And dude, I think what he did, as far as what he said, was perfect. I think had he said anything else,
no, he didn't need to.
He didn't need to.
He doesn't need to going forward. He doesn't need to be this talker. He needs to be a badass. He's hitting his stride, man. We're gonna be talking about this next year. Roman Reigns is must-see television.
Yes.
And he will be even more so moving on. What he said via Twitter was, I thought, incredible, talking about, I could have stood there 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
That shows not only how much he loves this business, but how much he truly respects the fans.
Yes.
To actually sit there and get heckled the whole damn time? You don't just do that.
No.
Not anybody is built for that. But Roman is. And Roman is the franchise guy. And like I said, love him, hate him, he's the guy. He's the man. It's his yard now.
I met the guy.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I met the guy at Access when WrestleMania was here for 30. Really nice guy, really. So let's see. Okay, so that happened. Who from NXT debuted again?
Who?
I can't remember.
We had the face punchers, the ass kickers.
Oh yeah,
the best tag. See, I messed that up. the best damn tag team on the planet.
The Revival. That's right.
And truly, guys, if you haven't seen any of the Revival's work, I don't know, if you're a big time wrestling fan, you might be living under a little bit of a rock. But the Revival is a tremendous tag team. They were built for the tag team division. Some of the matches, one of them, of course, won Match of the Year in NXT with DIY, which is Tommy Ciampa or Thomas Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. Dude, I mean, you talk about a great tag team, and they're gonna mean a lot to this.
Yeah, they're really good.
Raw roster going forward.
They are really good. And also, Raw has a new GM.
It's true.
It's damn true. The Olympic hero himself, Kurt Angle, is now the Raw GM, and it's great.
I just want to let you know, Raw is now educational, because Kurt Angle let the entire world know that SAWFT is not the correct way to spell soft.
Wait.
See, I messed up on that. I thought, Enzo knows how to spell. I thought Enzo, is a phenomenal teacher. But apparently, we're like dogs without horses. We don't know what the hell's going on now.
Dude, when that segment happened, and I saw Kurt's face, he had like that, like confused face, and he's like,
yeah.
That's not how you spell soft. And I was like, oh, it's something Kurt Angle from the 2000s would say. Like, it was perfect, But I think it's great that he's the new Raw GM. It's going to be awesome.
It adds so much to Raw. It adds so much to the fact of Stephanie's going to be back at some point.
It should boost ratings as well.
Oh, of course. I think it definitely will boost ratings. And I think looking at also his interaction or his awaited interaction at some point with Triple H has to happen. It's just going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So I think having Kurt Angle as the acting GM of Raw is the smartest move you could have possibly made. And, he was responsible for giving Seth Rollins his partner, which was
Finn Balor, the Demon King.
We finally got him back.
Oh, it was great too.
To me, what I was hoping for at the end of Raw was for Finn to turn on Seth. And
yeah, because we were both watching together, and
yeah, right.
I guess we both kind of sensed it, like, okay, something might happen here,
It would have made sense, and having Finn lead
what could have been described as the Balor Club, with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, 3 former NXT champions. That would have been interesting.
Right.
It also would have forced Seth Rollins to get some partners. Because of the shakeup that Vince McMahon announced earlier in the show, it would have been, in my opinion, a great move to, call young Dean Ambrose over to Raw. And we all of a sudden have something we never thought we'd ever see. The Shield versus the Balor Club.
That would have been good.
That writes
That would have
itself.
been great, actually. It would have been great.
That writes itself. This is awesome.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's great to see Finn back, man. Having him added to that roster, you can do whatever you want.
Yep.
Whatever you want. And I think that's as impressive as anything else.
And one thing that we actually both didn't like about Raw was the thing with Strowman and Lesnar.
That was stupid.
That was so dumb.
That was really stupid. To have Braun Strowman. First of all, you finally have people cheering for Braun.
Yes.
When he came out to confront Lesnar, they were cheering for Braun Strowman, and you take him away. Yet again, this is a la as shitty as what it did to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'll agree with you on that, yeah.
You had Paul Heyman out there, who Paul Heyman is a freaking genius,
Yes.
but you had Paul Heyman out there talking about Roman, describing Matt and Jeff Hardy. Didn't mention Braun.
Yeah.
Braun comes out, okay, wants to speak his piece, so to speak, or so it seems. And then he walks away. And I'm not saying he and Lesnar got to get into a big battle, but why was Braun the one that backed off? Why was it not Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar does not need to fight him. Why didn't he back off? And why did they have to, yet again, stomp on a younger guy's, momentum?
Right, yeah. And
Yet again, I'm done with Lesnar. Like, it's pissing me off.
yeah. And, Braun said something like, I gotta take care of Roman Reigns first.
That's true.
And,
That's true. He did say that.
And I was like, didn't y'all already do this? Like, why y'all doing it again? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, to me, that's over. To me, Braun and Roman is over. It's better for both of them for that to be over. For now, maybe you could, reunite it, relight the fire again, so to speak. But it doesn't need to happen yet. And Raw is going to be interesting to see where Raw goes from here. But you have a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and I think Raw is going to, try to come back to being the show when they trade to get a one AJ Styles from SmackDown. They can once again be the show.
Right.
But, I guess getting to SmackDown, while I did mention it, adding my boy Shinsuke Nakamura to the roster,
Yes.
was incredible.
Yes.
If they do indeed keep AJ on that roster, there's no way that you don't have that match.
Oh, they
There's
must.
no way you don't
they
have that
must.
match. I mean, they had a match at Wrestle Kingdom, I want to say 11, which was a 5-star match. I mean, it was tremendous. Even Shinsuke Nakamura, with his language divide, is a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
He is a superstar. He is a worldwide superstar. He is somebody that if you don't know anything about him, just watch him for a little bit.
Right.
See what's up with him. He is somebody that you will truly come to cherish as a superstar. And coming out with the violin, with the...
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it doesn't get a whole lot cooler than that.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah.
But, I guess sticking with SmackDown, Shinsuke was obviously the big, the way he debuted with The Miz is kind of confusing. But it may set up a little feud between he and The Miz, which fun little feud. The one guy I want to truly give a shout out for, as far as if there's ever been a real underdog story, it is Ty Dillinger, who is the perfect 10.
Perfect 10.
I love Ty Dillinger, man. I've been following him his entire time in NXT. He is an underrated guy.
He's not the greatest wrestler. He's not the greatest talker, but he is an everyman, so to speak. He is somebody you could root for day in, day out. And I want to give a shout out in a way to him. Many congrats to him. He is a guy who went from being a backstage, I don't even know what the hell you want to call him, backstage coffee bringer, went from being not even a wrestler to now on the main roster.
Wait, you know who oh wait, listen to me, I can't even speak. Ty Dillinger. Mm-hmm. You know who he was? He was the guy that Shawn Michaels super kicked in the hallway.
That's what it is.
He was Stan.
Yeah. Stan, yes.
Stan.
Yes.
Hey, what's your name? Stan. He's super, papers flying everywhere, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, and going from Stan to being Ty Dillinger, he is now went from being the guy who got super kicked by Shawn Michaels to the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And I think that's awesome, man. He is a guy who eventually, in my opinion, will get a shot at the SmackDown title. Not anywhere near soon. He's going to be more in the level of Christian, as far as somebody I can relate him to. Mm-hmm. He's going to eventually get a title shot just because of how beloved he is and how good he is.
Yeah.
But he's not a superstar. But he's going to be one of those guys that is a fixture of that mid-card or upper mid-card for as long as he wants to be.
Right.
He's a guy that maybe if he develops a little bit more, he may be on that level. But no, he's a solid fixture of that upper middle of the card for SmackDown. He will be for some time. Mm-hmm. And nobody's more deserving.
Oh, no.
He worked his ass off to get there, man.
Right.
He worked his ass off to get there. All his time in NXT. Congrats to Ty Dillinger.
Absolutely. Very, very much congrats to him. So let's see. Anything else? Oh, well, we do know that Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler had a dark match.
They had a dark match, yeah. I don't know a whole lot about that. I
don't either.
Or anything like that. I assume it was entertaining.
I just figured I'd mention it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Sucks we couldn't see it on on TV. But,
yeah, no shit, huh?
Like I don't get that. But.
It's like y'all couldn't have put that on. Like really?
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure it was good. I'm sure it was damn good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nothing but good. Let's see. Did anything else happen on SmackDown? That was kind of noteworthy.
I don't think, but Eric Rowan came back.
That's right. That is true.
See,
Eric Rowan.
We
came
almost
back.
missed one.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan coming back to help Bray Wyatt. If Eric Rowan would have showed up, had Bray Wyatt won, it puts fuel on the fire. That is Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
That is Sister Abigail. It puts fuel on that fire. Now it's like, oh, well, Bray's vulnerable. Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
He's vulnerable. He needs somebody else to help him. And you have a lot more work to do if you Bray Wyatt. And it's, your bookers don't help you.
Speaking of bookers, dude, they need to do something with Luke Harper.
Yeah, that's aggravating. If you're not going to do anything with him, bring him back to Bray. Like, seriously, just bring him back to Bray. Let the Wyatt family run wild. Let them run wild. Yes, he is a very good singles competitor.
Yes.
He was Brody James in Ring of Honor. The guy has skills. There's no doubt about that. But he's just not pushed correctly.
No.
It's sad. There's so
many
really
guys
is sad over the years on the roster and currently on the roster now that for some reason or another WWE just does not push. And Luke Harper seems to be one of them. Dolph Ziggler sure as shit is one of them. Sami Zayn. How do you miss on Sami Zayn? I mean that's just the way it is. There's just some guys that they don't push, and there's others that maybe are undeserving but get the push instead. And that's the current state of WWE. That's how it's always been, and that's how it will be until no offense to him because I love him, but until Vince steps down completely.
Yeah, I mean,
it was enough for Triple H to get TNA and indie guys to WWE/NXT. That was enough, because had it been 10 years ago, Vince would have never allowed that. The old saying with Vince McMahon, which I'm sure everyone has heard, if it hasn't happened in WWE, it hasn't happened. And that's just simply not true, and Triple H was smart enough to realize that, and that helps. But until Vince is no longer in control of the company, you're going to have stupid booking decisions. You're going to have not stupid guys, but guys that are getting pushed over others because of their stature, because of their size, instead of because of their body of work.
Right.
And that sucks.
Yeah, this isn't the 80s wrestling that
Right. This isn't
the bodybuilder guys anymore.
This isn't,
you have them still, but it's now more about your in-ring skill.
It's starting. Yes, it is starting to be that. It is you look at talk about for a second the 90s. You talk about the Attitude Era. As great as the Attitude Era was, how many guys can you actually say were great, and I mean great, in-ring performers? I mean, Shawn Michaels, of course, but how many? I mean, 5 or 6, maybe. Like
Jeff Hardy.
Well, Jeff Hardy, of course.
Hardy.
Yeah, I'd go Jeff Hardy too. But in all honesty, like really superb in-ring performers, you had maybe 5 or 6, and that's over like maybe a decade span. You talk about right now in the current WWE, the guys you have. You can go look Nakamura, Styles, Finn Balor, 3 of the best on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Not just in WWE, 3 of the best on the face of the freaking planet. Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, guys who can do anything in the ring.
Yeah.
There's so many guys that Seth Rollins that put on a freaking clinic every time they're between the ropes. Kurt Angle was also a very great wrestler back in the late 90s as well. But it just seems that you're right. It's transitioning into people actually caring about wrestling, and that's also because of the popularity of venues such as Ring of Honor, such as New Japan, Lucha Underground,
right.
CZW, stuff like that helped get wrestling to where it is today, and is fun to watch again.
It is. I wanted to say this when we were talking about SmackDown. I actually liked the mask that Eric Rowan was wearing.
Yes.
It was still like the sheep face, but also had like
creepy.
that thing. And from what I understand, Tom Savini, he pretty much designed the mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if you know who Tom Savini is.
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he did all the makeup for all the the George Romero films. The
yes.
Dawn of the Dead.
George Romero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what did the A stand for?
I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea. I was just asking you.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I have no idea.
But no, what I guess in closing for me, I'm sure you have quite a bit more to say. But as far as I got to say, wrestling in general is heading in a very good direction.
Yes,
you're getting more and more guys, and this was happening last year as well. But with the big signings of Nakamura, AJ Styles, the Club, those were big time statement signings. Now with the rumors of WWE buying Ring of Honor's library and maybe even being part owners, if not full owners, in Ring of Honor itself. Now that is a little ways off, I believe, but the wrestling's going in a very good direction, because back when Vince McMahon bought, and this could be a little bit lengthy if I let it, but back when Vince McMahon bought WCW, he controlled it.
Yeah.
Okay? And he controlled it, and he was still very hard-headed, and everything was in his own image. Triple H's image is different than Vince's, as
yes,
we both
it is.
very well know. He is somebody I would have faith in controlling Ring of Honor.
Right.
So, that's about where I'll go with it. I think everything is going damn well right now. There's things that I would change. But, we have a lot to look forward to in wrestling in upcoming weeks, and we're happy to bring it to you every week or so.
Absolutely. It's why we're here, and it's what we do. It's what we like doing. We like talking wrestling.
And I'm not even drunk yet.
Yeah, we're not even drunk yet. But we will be drinking shortly, actually.
Oh yeah,
at the old watering hole.
At the old watering hole,
and
and we're not going to say the name of them because they don't pay us yet.
Right.
to advertise.
Right.
But I'll be in talks with them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh, and by the way, the A stands for Andrew.
Oh, the A stands for Andrew.
Yes, and George A. Romero.
Yeah, I'm sure we were going to be blown up with the emails.
Yeah. But, so we discussed Mania, we discussed Raw, SmackDown Live, all the good, the bad, the ugly, and, the extreme.
That's it. Yeah, the going to NXT, a little short note on NXT. I know Nakamura's left. I know Ty Dillinger has left. I know the Revival has left. But, never fear when you have Triple H,
Behind the realms
and aware of how great every wrestling promotion is outside of WWE.
Yes.
Have faith in Triple H. NXT is going to be great.
It will.
You have a guy in Bobby Roode who is going to be the flagship bearer. He's going to be the main guy in NXT, and deservingly so.
Yep.
So, you've lost guys before in NXT, and it ended up being fine anyway. It's a good enough brand, believe me.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, NXT is phenomenal. It's great. And, but yeah, so we are pretty much done here for this episode.
We are almost out of time. They're kicking us out at the man cave. They got people knocking on the door. We're not going to let them in though.
No,
they're not coming in. Okay, they're not coming in. They're going to damn wait. Okay, they're going to wait for whatever the hell we got going on in here. But yeah, they're knocking on the door, telling us, the next show has to come on.
That's right.
It's the Ren and Stimpy show. It's not what you think though at all. It's more of like they refer to it as the porn hour. Now,
the porn hour?
The porn hour. Now, I don't know what that means to you, but to me, I feel like somebody's getting naked.
Somebody's
getting naked. It's not going to be me yet. The night has just begun. We'll see where it goes,
You can't shave your head because it's already done.
Yeah, I don't have any hair anymore. But as far as myself goes, thank y'all once again. Been a true pleasure yet again. Uncle Jimmy's going to have to go drink a couple beers after this one. Pound a couple beers, pound a couple hoes. I'll see you later on. Mr. Bergeron, please take it away.
And I'll be joining him, pounding out some beers as well. But, so thank y'all for listening. We're going to get back to y'all as soon as we can. Sounds like an answer machine there. But yeah, we're going to, try to do like, shorter episodes. Like, we would try for one a week. And then, we'll do the normal before pay-per-views and after pay-per-view, our reaction, stuff like that. But we thank y'all for listening, and we'll see you next time.